Hello and welcome to this video. In this video, we're going to look at what was announced at QuickBooks Connect 2022 in Las Vegas and how that can affect us here over in the UK. Now, some of the announcements made there may never arrive here in the UK, but people like myself will be fighting to make sure that each and every one of them does arrive at some form or another. And I'm really excited by some of the announcements. I'm also a little bit frustrated by others, but we'll go through that in due course. My name is Patrick. Let's roll that video and let's make sure that we can see exactly what to expect from QuickBooks in the next few years. Hello and welcome to this video. My name is Patrick. I'm a chartered accountant, a certified UK trainer with a fancy new logo, that QuickBooks chap on the internet, head of accounts here at Boffix, and I'm ready to tell you all about the world of QuickBooks and especially some new announcements that have been made. So let's not waste any time, let's jump straight into it. Okay, don't expect you to watch the whole of this video, but in front of me now is QuickBooks Innovation Spotlight 2022, and there are some bits that I'm really excited about looking into. For example,
we've also been leaning into auto matching. So now when it comes to the 36 million transactions processed through Intuit payment rails, they are auto matched.
Auto matching is coming. Oh, I've told you how much this is excited. We got really excited on this channel when that new matching feature was released. And the idea was that instead of just being able to go and match something, then you have to go into a transaction and let it match for you. Once you match one side, so this is what we're talking about transferring. So the idea when you're transferring from one to another, well, then it was automatically done for you. And it transferred and matched both of them. This is going to take that to the next level. So when it comes to recording transfers, well, that automatically matches. But imagine matching automatically and putting rules in place to automatically match against transactions that are there, saving you having to do it. Now, to me, this gives me lots of hope for much more automation in the future. And I just can't wait for this one. This is a solution that I'm really looking forward to having a play around with. See, this idea is about making it so it's really easy for people as accountants to be able to make sure that your apps are actually working. We've always had a nice little view about apps and we've been able to kind of overview them, but it's always been a bit fiddly in terms of being able to get in and out of apps and sort them out. This opportunity here will give us you a view of how your app's doing when they're connected, when the last bit of data was there. We can see a much more, what they're saying, a holistic view for what apps are out there. And I think this is absolutely brilliant because what this is going to do is it's going to give us the power to be able to make sure that all of those data connections are done correctly. And as we move more and more forward in terms of being more and more reliant on these apps, then having this view here, being able to see exactly what's going on, is music to my ears. And I cannot wait for this feature to be brought in.
Launch an employee document management system. And we are going to launch the foundational building blocks for a mid-market HRIS offering.
So that's it, a HR offering to QuickBooks Payroll. I don't know if that's coming over to QuickBooks UK, mainly because we're so reliant on other solutions. So our advanced payroll is actually handled by a third party and it's just brought in and kind of reskinned for QuickBooks purposes. So if we are going to get some sort of HR functionality, we kind of need that other solution to build that first and it'll come through. So I'm not sure we're going to get that, but maybe we'll have some form of HR. It is definitely something that's been asked for before. So, you know, this could be something that comes along to QuickBooks.
New ways to personalize the dashboard, starting with the ability to reorder and resize widgets. We're also very focused in this space for the mid-market. Your customers have so much data, and we want you to be able to have it fast.
This is all related really to QuickBooks Advanced, which is fine. Customer report builder, PowerPoint automation, spreadsheet sync. They're already pretty much available, but what this is doing is enhancing that. That's where we want. What this announcement means is that's going to be pushing it to the next level, pushing it to the next boundaries. So I'm quite excited for this one. Custom report builder and spreadsheet sync are definitely two topics I've been asked a lot about. We've already covered spreadsheet sync a little bit, but we've got more to come on that when I know an update's coming out. And that whole custom report builder, I'm still looking at ways in which to bring a video on that in its own right. So keep an eye on the channel, make sure you subscribe, and you'll be the first to know about what to do with those two features.
The Business Network is going to enable millions of small businesses to connect to each other. And once they're connected, email invoices will be automatically delivered as bills, and payments will become very simple over the network with no sensitive payment information needing to be exchanged to make that payment. So I'm going to show you how it's going to work. Here we go. Now when a new business will go to send an invoice and connect to a new contact, they'll be able to search for them in the QuickBooks Business Network. When they find them, they'll be able to initiate a connection request. And once that connection request is approved, that information from their contact is fully updated in their QuickBooks. Now they'll be able, when they send that invoice, it will be automatically delivered to their contact's books. This, as a bill, this will be the gold standard in AP automation.
Now this is the future we've all been dreaming of. The QuickBooks Network is something that we need to get done ASAP, in my opinion, because this will start changing, automating a lot of things. Think of that scenario that's just there. You want to put a new supplier into QuickBooks, type in the name, send a request. If and when they accept that request, all the other information is already brought in. That means if they update it or anything else, that also will get updated and keep things clean. Then the next step for that is when you send an invoice to them, it will automatically go into their solution and their system, which is going to just automate everything. And if a payment's made, that will get shown and we'll have updates on both sides. What's really exciting about this is their next stage there was about having that payment solution as well. Now in the UK, we don't have the QuickBooks Bank, and I don't think that's coming for any time, if at all. So we may not see these sort of features come into fruition, but if they let us have opportunities with third parties like Cresco, then we may have opportunities to be able to automate this as well using a third party. This to me shows what the end game wants to be. We just need to find ways to be able to build that and make sure that that's going to be something that's going to be doable for everyone around.
Connecting an e-commerce store that you're already working with is simple. Shopify is connected in a few clicks. Incoming sales orders across connected channels sync in real time, along with detailed order status. Payouts are automatically pulled in, and once a payout is issued from sales channels, it's automatically reconciled against bank transactions.
Wow. Now we've kind of already seen this. This isn't new, but this is something that's in the US already. And what I believe is this is what the One SaaS integration is going to come into. At the moment, if you want to add a sales channel, you can use QuickBooks Connector, which is working really, really well, but it's definitely a bit clunky from time to time. But because it's a third-party app, it's always a bit confusing. You've got to bring it in. That whole holistic view becomes something really important to us. But if they can build it and not they're showing here, they built it directly in QuickBooks, it's going to be better for everyone. And the ability for things like payouts to be automatically put in is music to everybody's ears. I'm really excited for this. And I look at my analytics for my channel, then those videos about eBay and Amazon and Shopify and how you connect them to QuickBooks are some of my best known videos. So knowing that that is a problem that a lot of people are facing, then having a solution built directly into QuickBooks can't come soon enough. I'm really excited for this coming through. Can't wait for this to be available in the UK. I've tried to play around with it in the US and to various degrees, but really we need it in the UK to really get an opportunity to play around with it. Can't wait for this. This is going to be a game changer. Let's get that into QuickBooks UK as soon as possible.
All of this connectivity gives you real-time access, and you can see it up to date in the profit and loss and in balances. You get comprehensive insights across these channels, we hope putting you in a better position to help these businesses make great decisions to grow their business. And this is just the beginning. Here's what to come. We're reimagining our products and services experience, including variant, product cost, and inventory tracking. Costs will be used to calculate costs of goods sold for accurate inventory accounting. And we'll make it simple to do things like a stock take and monitor stock levels.
Having more stock features in QuickBooks Online is going to be huge, and knowing what channel they're on is going to be even better. Now, this is all functionality that was pretty much part of QuickBooks Commerce. So having this coming into QuickBooks natively is going to be really powerful. If I was going to be a betting man, I'd expect this to be in the QuickBooks Advanced version, but we'll see. We'll see if this comes down to all variants of QuickBooks at all. But seeing that there, having the ability to have a much more control over your inventory and your stock is going to be something I know a lot of clients are really looking forward to.
Stop there. We focused on mid-market accounting because it matters in a huge way for our customers. And so, for all US QuickBooks Advanced customers, they now have access to revenue recognition and project estimates versus actuals.
Amazing. We're also launching a fixed assets module.
Now, personally, a fixed asset register is long overdue in QuickBooks. By the sounds of it, it's only coming to QuickBooks Advanced, which is interesting. And I would personally continue using NetTracker anyway, because I think that's a much better solution overall. But the fact it's coming is definitely something that we need to keep an eye on. Notice how there was nothing to show there, so we don't know any more details other than the fact it's coming. Revenue recognition is an exciting one as well, and I assume it's something to do with the subscriptions module that keeps appearing and disappearing, but we'll yet to find out. There's a little bit less information on that. That was kind of towards the end of the show, so we'll see what that actually has information with later down the line. And there we have it, the future of QuickBooks Online. Now, some massive announcements there. For me, the whole network thing is going to be something that we need to keep an eye on, and hopefully we get to see it in more detail. The fact that we get the option to put your sales channels into QuickBooks is absolutely huge. I cannot wait for that solution to come live. I think that will be a massive game changer, and that will be the opportunity for us to be able to really get to grips with how your sales channels can get into QuickBooks in the nicest and simplest way. At the moment, we're using a lot of workarounds. That's why this channels like myself are here to provide those sort of workarounds. But if we can just get that built directly into QuickBooks, everyone's going to be happy. So I can't wait for that to be something that's going to be I can't wait for that to be something that comes to fruition. But let me know below, what do you think? What was your favourite announcement I've just shown there? Have you seen all of it yet? QuickBooks Connect UK is now been announced for March. I certainly will be there, so I look forward to seeing everybody there. And I think, though, that the announcements are going to be made. I've kind of seen some of them anyway, but I think some of the announcements they're going to make are going to be truly game-changing. So keep an eye on this channel to make sure that you get those reactions. Also, if you want to know more about the reactions we're going to do, we're going to bring this into our next podcast. We do a podcast every month called QuickBooks Labs, and on that podcast, we're going to be talking about our reactions, not just from myself, but also from the other members of QuickBooks Labs. So let's see what their reactions are going to be to all these announcements, especially when it comes to something like the fixed asset register, which I think is going to be dividing opinion. But that's it. That is all the information we have so far on what's to come on QuickBooks Online. I cannot wait. Some of these things I may have already played with and not allowed to tell you about, but other things I will make sure that as soon as I can tell you, I'm going to be making sure you know about them straight away. So make sure you're subscribed, make sure you ring that little bell button if you need to. Either way, let's make sure that you're the first person to know about everything to do with QuickBooks Online. My name's been Aaron Patrick. This video has always been a pleasure to do for you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, all that sort of stuff, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.
Play a little